John and Alice Butler Hall and Heritage Center on the University of Dubuque campus. At this time, please take note of the green exit signs nearest you. In case of emergency, please follow our usher's evacuation instructions.
Thank you, Dr. Bolin, excuse me. I'm getting things confused already. Good morning. I'm Dr. Neil McNaughton, and I am the nursing department head here at UD. On behalf of the UD nursing faculty and administration, I would like to welcome you to the University of Dubuque's Bachelor of Science in Nursing pinning ceremony. This welcome extends to our 2022 BSN graduates, their families, and friends, the nursing preceptors, UD faculty and staff, and the university's Associate Dean of the College, Dr. Joseph Green, Dean for Undergraduate Studies. Unfortunately, he's not here, but the Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of the Faculty, Dr. Mark Ward, and the President of the University, Dr. Jeffrey Bullock. We appreciate all the support all parties have given these students and the program. At this time, I would like to welcome Dr. Bullock to come forward and say a few words.
Thank you, Neil. It's wonderful to be here today with all of you. It's really fun to have the nursing pinning ceremony here in this beautiful hall. Dr. Barlin, who's just left us here, is like a kid in a candy shop with this new organ. So I hope you all enjoyed it as much as we have been enjoying this beautiful space and that makes it such beautiful music. And we're so fortunate and grateful for this instrument. And we're also fortunate to be able to gather together in person today. So welcome. Go ahead. I mean, yeah. One of the things I'm most proud of over the course of the last 2 years, it feels like 2 decades, but actually 3 academic years where we've all been dealing with all of this pandemic-related stuff, is that we've been able to work really well as a community, as a team, to hopefully provide the best residential in-person experience for our students. We could not do that. We would not have been able to do that without the collaborative efforts of all of our team, our nursing faculty, our physician assistant faculty, our deans, our staff members. There were dozens and dozens and dozens of people over the last 3 academic years who've worked very diligently to provide an opportunity for students to learn in place. We just feel that's very important for the kind of mission we offer here. We were able to do so safely. We were able to do so pretty nimbly. And I'm just very, very thankful for everybody's accommodating and practicing our mantra, which is abundant amounts of patience and abundance of forgiveness along the way. So we've made it. There's obviously a lot more to do as we move forward, but I want to thank our students particularly for your flexibility over these last 3 years. When you're my age, you're going to look back and sort of, people are going to be talking to you in a historical way, saying, what was it like? And you can just say, oh, we just had a great faculty and staff and, you know, a super great president and nothing changed. It was just normal for us. So, and then you can tell the truth. And the truth is that you worked hard and we did it together. And so we're very proud of you. And you're going to be great professionals and great nurses. So thank you. So welcome, everyone. It's great to have you all here. It's great to celebrate this moment and this very important time in the lives of our students, in the lives of their families and those who love them best and closest. So thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Dr. Bullock. Well, before we move on, I think it's really important that we all have a little understanding of the pinning tradition in nursing. This is an important event in the life of graduating nursing students. It represents the accumulation of 4 years of rigorous study and preparation. We have high expectations in our program, and the stakes are high. But I can assure you that the graduates in front here are worth it. All the sacrifices made by you, your family, and friends on your behalf are of merit. The pinning ceremony is a time-honored nursing school tradition. It signifies your official initiation into the brotherhood and sisterhood of nurses. The pinning ceremony is distinct for the nursing community and is unlike any graduation ceremony. It is the first time a nursing graduate enters the nursing community with its rich and proud history. Not only does it mark the completion of student coursework, but this ceremony honors nursing graduates who will work in a career where they will be selfless for the good of many others. Pinning ceremonies just aren't for the students and their loved ones. Your faculty also relish the accomplishments of our pupils. The ceremony is rich in symbolism. The history of this rite of passage can be traced back to the Crusades of the 12th century. During this time, the Knights of the Order of the Hospital of St. John the Baptist tended to injured and infirm crusaders. When new monks were initiated into the order, they vowed to serve the sick soldiers in the ceremony, and each monk was given a Maltese cross, the first badges given to those who nurse. The modern ceremony dates back to the 1860s when Florence Nightingale was awarded the Red Cross of St. George in recognition for her tireless service to the injured during the Crimean War by Queen Victoria. To share the honor, she then turned to present a Medal of Excellence to her brightest students. By 1916, the practice of pinning new graduates was standard throughout the U.S., and each nursing school is different. You will notice at the University of Dubuque's pinning, or notice that there is a replica of the University of Dubuque's official seal with its light of knowledge in the center. The same seal is on the top of your program. Receiving your pin in this ceremony is a ritual that binds you to generation upon generation of nurses who came before you. Pinning is a bridge between nursing's past and nursing's future. I and the rest of the faculty hope you will remember the pride and happiness you feel today each time you pin the symbol to your uniform. The faculty and I would like to be the first to congratulate you, the nursing class of 2022, graduates of UD's Bachelor of Science in Nursing program. Congratulations. We would also like to thank the spouses, the significant others, families, and friends who are here to celebrate this transition from student nurse to nurse, for the support they have provided these graduates during their years of preparation and study. Without their support, these graduate students would not be here. I would like to now introduce our speaker for this year's ceremony. Dr. Kerr retired in 2021 from the University of Dubuque, where she served for 12 years as the nursing department head. She received her Bachelor's of Science and PhD from the University of Iowa and her Master's of Science degree from Winona State University. Prior to coming to the University of Dubuque, Dr. Kerr served on the faculty at the University of Iowa, and previous to that, several other schools in Iowa, including North Iowa Area Community College, Kirkwood Community College, and Coe College. I also have to say that Dr. Kerr and I have a history that goes back even further than the years that we worked here together at UD. I have known Peg since probably the 1990s, Peg, I think, something like that. And we were in graduate school together, and we worked at Mercy One Hospital down in Iowa City together. So it is with a pleasure that I welcome Dr. Peg Kerr to the podium.
Good morning, and thank you, Dr. McNaughton, for the warm welcome. It's so nice to be back and see you all again. I am very proud to have been part of this nursing program and to have colleagues with some of the very finest faculty I ever worked with, best students I've had the pleasure of working with. Thank you for inviting me back to campus. Today we come together to recognize the extraordinary achievement of this group of people, graduation from the University of Dubuque's BSN program and membership in the class of 2022. This is an achievement especially worthy of our recognition and celebration for two reasons. Number one is the UD BSN program is the top nursing program in the state of Iowa. And I'm not just saying this because I worked here and I really like it here. I actually have stats to back that up. It has to do with our graduates' rate of passing the National Board Licensure exam. So, since 2016, with single exception of 1 year, all of our graduates have passed the exam on the first try. All of them, 100%. And also, since 2018, our program has been recognized every year by registerednursing.org as the top-ranked BSN program in the state. Graduates, you chose well. And you can now lay claim to be an alum of a world-class nursing program. And you have every right to be proud of this achievement, because an excellent program goes hand in hand with what? A hard program. Very rigorous, very high expectations. And so these people have worked very hard for their degree. Number two, secondly, as Dr. Bullock referenced, you entered into your nursing education incredibly extraordinary time. When your class was admitted into the major in the fall of 2020, the university was just welcoming students back on campus. We'd closed in the spring, did everything virtually. It was a searing experience for us all to be alive during that time. It was an incomprehensible mix of momentous change and unfamiliar hardships. UD and the nursing program had always been a traditional program, face-to-face, in the classroom, hands-on. We didn't have online classes in the nursing program. So not only were they adjusting to a brand new major and a different way of doing things, a different way of testing. I'm sure they will all talk to you about our tests. Bewildering class schedules, the every other day, adjusting to virtual, exams that were sometimes taken pencil paper, sometimes taken at home on your laptop or in your dorm room. And so all of this was going on, and then trying to figure out what's a COVID exposure, what are the symptoms, what's the difference between isolation and quarantine, do I need to do that now? And policies that were constantly changing. So lots of new roles, new expectations, trying to put this all together and adjusting to this entirely new world. But you did it. And again, that's why your class's successful completion of this program is especially worthy of our admiration and celebration. You did this. And I feel so honored to be one of the first to congratulate you on this achievement. The privilege of caring for patients and the blessing of being a part of a profession that calls us to higher things is not to be taken for granted. I've always said it's the greatest profession in the world. No bias there, but it is. It just is. I see the work of the nurse as, I call it holy work. And I say that because what could be more holy than literally carrying out the greatest commandment of all, to love and care for others every day as part of your routine work? I don't think any of you here need to be convinced. You're already invested a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get to this day, and you're in. No going back now. Okay, so for the rest of the time I have up here, I want to focus on something that has been going on the last couple years that has me very worried, and many other people very worried as well. And that is the exodus of young nurses from the profession. I know that must sound a little weird after I just congratulated you all for just getting started in it, but hang with me here a minute. For sure, cyclical shortages of nurses have been coming and going for as long as I've been a nurse, and that's approaching 46 years. But the scale of this one is raising alarm bells throughout the entire country. Healthcare workforce shortages today are unprecedented. Some hospital leaders fear the worst is yet to come. Nurses are literally quitting in droves. I don't know if you're aware of this. With some leaving to take higher paying traveling nurse positions or opting for early retirements, and replacing them is becoming increasingly difficult. Speaking of the traveling nurses, the contract nurses, my spouse was in the hospital for 7 days recently for surgery. And I was only there during the day shift because we still have COVID visiting hours, so I had to leave at night. But 5 of those 7 days, he had a contract nurse. It was not a nurse employed by that hospital. So that is becoming more and more common. In addition, many other nurses are dropping out of the profession because of the mental and physical toll of being on the front lines of the pandemic. For 2 years, it's become almost impossible for healthcare systems to fill those holes in their staffing. The Senior Vice President and Chief Nursing Officer of Trinity Health, a large healthcare system that has a history and a pretty large presence in our state, was quoted in the Journal of Nursing as saying, "This is a bigger workforce shortage than we have ever dealt with." Unfortunately, to pile on to the distressing news, the National Council of State Boards of Nursing, which collects nursing workforce data, is reporting that the average age of a registered nurse in the U.S. in 2020 was 51 years old. So, think about that. The implication isn't just the loss of all those people that's their biggest group of nurses, but the loss of wisdom and experience that the seasoned nurses bring with them. So what's going on here? The pandemic certainly plays a part. Surveys have found widespread stress and burnout. Some nurses say their jobs are less satisfying. They don't have as much time to devote to patient care. The nationwide nursing staffing firm is called Incredible Health. I don't know if you've heard of it. But they recently conducted a very large survey of nurses and found that more than a third of nurses plan to leave their current jobs by the end of this year, citing burnout and high-stress work environments. Nurses in the survey also said verbal and physical violence is on the rise. They attribute some of that to COVID, the change in policies. We're seeing it everywhere, not just in hospitals. We're seeing it in airports and airplanes and other places. Shortages of other ancillary staff like CNAs, nursing assistants, is also contributing. Nurses are being asked to do things that they would normally have picked up the slack for, so that nurses aren't able to practice at the top of their licensure. They're doing other things. There is some good news. BSN programs enjoyed an enrollment increase in 2020 of 5.6%, and actually increasing enrollments in schools has been the trend for the last decade or so. However, at the same time, about 80,000 qualified applicants were turned away from nursing programs in 2020 because of shortage of clinical sites and shortage of faculty. To summarize, you could say we have enough people who want to be nurses, but I think the challenge is getting them into and through a nursing program. So that's going on too. Needless to say, new nursing grads, especially those with BSNs, like these people here, that are highly sought after. They're like gold. And I haven't asked, but I'm sure they've been highly recruited. I bet there's been more than one hospital here talking to them, wanting to do face-to-face and get them hired. So why would I bring up this depressing topic on a day of celebration like this? And it's because I want to take this last opportunity, kind of your last lecture from me, to prevent this from happening to you. I don't want a single member of our class of 2022 to be a part of the statistics. You worked too hard and you invested way too much to end up not realizing your dream of a fulfilling and happy career. And as I said at the beginning, I'm really worried about this. I've spent a considerable amount of time looking at this in the literature, reading what other thought leaders in this area are saying. Some things I learned. Number one, take care of your mental health. The American Nurses Foundation surveyed 12,000 nurses nationwide. Half of them under the age of 35 said they have sought professional mental health support since the beginning of the pandemic. Of the survey respondents under age 25, 69% say they're suffering from burnout. Don't ever think of self-care as something that's selfish or egotistical. It's necessary. Think of it as self-preservation. Don't be thinking like, oh, shouldn't I be caring more about other people in my life? And as a nurse, shouldn't my patients be my priority? Well, yes. But just remember that for nurses, taking care of yourself is mandatory. Here are some suggestions. Again, a lot of this I've taken from the literature. These will all sound familiar to you. Meditation. find a good meditation app and download the free version, but not right now. Do it today if you don't already have one. And then after you get a couple paychecks in the bank, download the subscriber version. You don't need to become a Vedic sage or anything like that, but it is a daily short routine of practicing mindfulness can make a significant difference in not just how you're feeling, but overall your body's response to stress. There's a lot of good research to back this up. 5 to 10 minutes. Personally, I subscribe to an app called Calm, and I really like it. Another thing, breathe deeply. It's another quick trick that can have a big impact on your stress response. You know, something's got you wired. Stop and take a few deep breaths. It's amazing how it changes your physiology and everything. Slow it down. Let your heart rate fall. These kinds of things are so simple yet so very effective. Don't discount them. Exercise. This one's crucial. It works even better if you do it outside. Get out and move. It doesn't have to be intense. If you aren't a big fan, just try for a 30-minute walk most days. The transformative power of exercise is so underrated. Get quality sleep. This one is also crucial. You know the drill. Turn off the screens. Invest in room darkening shades. Keep a routine. Buy those 500 thread count sheets. Your place where you sleep, especially if you do shift work, has to become your sanctuary. Protect it, guard it, and yourself. This is a place to be real selfish. Now, these are all great, and I hope you practice them, but I'm not telling you anything you don't know. You spent the last 2 years learning about health promotion. You know these things. But you also know full well that knowledge doesn't always equal action. You can educate your patient on the dangers of smoking, but you know when you walk out of that room, the likelihood they'll actually quit is pretty slim for the most part. I am asking you to give it serious thought, though. Remember, it's self-preservation. Anyway, those are the things we're supposed to do according to the experts. Now I'm going to give you some advice that you probably won't find published anywhere. And I'm going to think of it as Dr. Kerr's top 5 list of avoiding burnout and being happy. Number 1, choose your employer carefully. I know some of you, many of you, most of you maybe, have already accepted offers, but keep in mind, on the surface, everything is going to look wonderful. Make it your business to find and talk to nurses who already work on that unit you're considering. Go spying. Try as best you can to get their honest opinion. Are their coworkers team players? Are newbies valued and nurtured? What about the providers, the MDs, the PAs, the nurse practitioners? Are they good to work with? Are they respectful? Are people having fun there? It's essential to know these things. I would be very reluctant to accept a position if I didn't know the answers to those questions and wasn't familiar with it. Number 2, if you find yourself in a toxic work situation, leave it. If you cry every day in your car on your way to work, run. There's no reason to stay. In times past, I know when I started in my career a long time ago, it was considered a black mark on your resume if you were a job hopper. But that's no longer true, especially with nurses. There's so many opportunities out there. Keep looking until you find your place. I'm not saying you shouldn't go through the channels and work through conflicts and work things out, but don't stay if you're miserable. Just don't. Number 3, find a specialty that you're really good at. When you're really naturally good at something, there's a higher chance that you'll enjoy it. While a successful career requires a lot of perseverance, nursing especially, it's highly complex. It requires a lot of experience and patience to get to expert level. You need to be patient with yourself. But having said that, natural aptitude can make the road to expertise so much easier. Certain areas of nursing are considered sexier than others, and you know what they are. It's critical care, ER, NICU, flight nursing, all those things. But if technology isn't one of your strengths, you'll probably be struggling in a high-tech area like critical care. If you have trouble multitasking, general med surg might not be for you. Give this very careful thought. Do what you're good at and what comes easy to you, and then you'll love your job. This might turn out to be providing excellent nursing care to a geriatric population in long-term care, and God knows it's needed. They need good nurses. If that's what you love and you're good at it, own it and be happy, and be the best one. So, figure out what you're naturally good at. What are your underlying superpowers? That's what you need to know. If you're trying to figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life, figuring out what you're good at is a great place to start. Ask your friends what they think you're good at. Think about this. Number 4, find and foster a BFAW. You know what that is? It's a best friend at work. Gallup polling recently began including the question, do you have a best friend at work, in their employee engagement research surveys. So why does Gallup ask that question? The answer is performance. Their research has shown a link between having a best friend at work and the amount of effort employees extend on the job. For example, people who strongly agree they have a best friend at work are more than twice as likely to be engaged compared with people who say otherwise. But I'm not advocating fostering a BFAW because of how it will benefit your employer. I'm urging you to do this because it will make your work life so much more satisfying and fun. Having a best friend at work can overcome a lot of things. A manager you don't particularly like, work that's stressful and difficult, coworkers you find annoying, etc. If you have a best friend at work, you have somebody to talk to process things with, to support and listen to each other. Honestly, the people you work with will be the number one factor when it comes to loving your job. And I believe that 100%. Seek out and build those relationships. Make it your business from day one. Number 5, and finally, file these investments in yourself under things that are not selfish. Schedule a monthly massage. You're so worth it. You're an amazing resource. Pedicures, you're going to be on those feet a lot. Take care of them, pamper them. Stop at Starbucks on your way to work or wherever you like to stop. Treat yourself. Create a wellness space in your house for workouts, yoga, meditation. Invest in a gym membership. You really should. I can't think of anyone more in need of this than a health professional. Do it. Hire somebody to help with housework if you possibly can. Consider it an investment in your career. Find and buy the right shoes, compression socks, insoles, whatever you need to eliminate a painful back, legs, or feet. Money is no object there, okay? Invest in a high-quality stethoscope, but don't loan it out to a doctor. You won't get it back. Go ahead and buy those high-end scrubs you don't think you can afford. You will spend hours in them. Make sure they're comfortable and you feel good in them. Go to work looking and feeling like the incredible nurse you are. You deserve it. So that's it. That's my best advice. But one last thing, as you begin your brand new life and career, which will have many ups and downs, keep the following quote, author unknown, in mind. Forgive yourself, you are not perfect. Show yourself grace, you are still learning. Show yourself patience, you're on a journey. And most importantly, remember this quote when you are assigned to precept as student or new hire. Don't forget it, you were there once. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, Dr. Kerr. At this time, we'd like to just thank our preceptors who help these students. The nursing faculty acknowledges that we don't prepare students to become nurses of excellence without help. The preparation of excellent students requires a team effort. This team includes the university faculty who teach prerequisite courses, the general education courses, and the science courses, along with the nursing faculty. The team includes our clinical partners, the healthcare organizations, which allow our students to practice their knowledge and skills with the guidance of nursing faculty, along with experienced professional nurses who are committed to mentoring, nurturing of new students. Today, we'd like to acknowledge the nurses who served as preceptors during their final semester of nursing school. Preceptors are experienced staff nurses who patiently take their time to share their knowledge, wisdom, experience with our students, despite the fact that it'd be easier to do the work themselves. Preceptors take nursing students under their wings to provide opportunities and sometimes push the students to move from the student role to that of embracing the role of a beginning professional nurse. This does signify time and energy. The students were involved with 144 hours of student preceptor time. They worked the preceptor's hours, which meant many of them worked weekends, many of them worked nights. And they learned to provide care for multiple patients during this time. They also had a rural preceptorship, 36 hours of student preceptor time in a small rural hospital. This year we used Gutenberg and Dyersville, Iowa for these experiences. They experienced the importance of being a generalist, providing care for patients while working and coordinating care in the operating room and the emergency room. This preceptorship is an important transition for our nursing students. It's the beginning of movement from that student position to the beginning of the professional practice. During this time, they gain independence, they increase their critical thinking skills, and they become progressively more responsible. Each preceptor will receive a certificate and a small gift as a token of our appreciation. We would like to thank any preceptors who may be here today. If you are a preceptor, I ask that you please stand and be recognized. Yay! Thank you. Is that Rachel? Or Becca? Becca, she's a former graduate of ours also. They will receive, like I said, a certificate and a small token of our appreciation. For those who aren't here, and also Becca, I believe yours is in the mail also, they'll be mailed to you. At this time, I would like to present the class of 2022 student who was voted by their class to do the looking back speech, Miss Elena Krausowski.
Hi. I would like to start off with how proud I am of my classmates and how honored I am to have been on this journey with them. Sorry. 4 years ago, 16 women entered this campus, inspired to be nurses and to change the world. They were eager and excited for what the future held. What they didn't see is how the journey would change their lives. Nursing school is not easy. Long hours in the library, lab, and anywhere you can stay until midnight or maybe even 1 a.m. Waking up at 5 a.m. for 12-hour clinicals, studying for complex exams, and working on major projects. If you're wondering, yeah, we're pretty tired. But it wasn't all that bad. Through all the tear-filled nights and anxious days, there were moments of joy. Late-night study sessions with classmates quickly became meetups with close friends, and 12-hour clinicals slowly excited us for what the future held. Now, 4 years is a lot of time, and I can't be expected to account for every memory, so I had my classmates help me out. Chelsea Molzoff said, as stressful and as overwhelming as nursing school is, some of the best memories were made with the best people. Bailey Iverson said, the best reassurance in nursing school is, no, I haven't started that assignment either. Mimi Smith said her favorite memory was singing I Am Woman with Professor Mulford. Emily Knodel said her favorite memory was when one of our classmates tried jumping a fence and tried to chase a dog and got stuck. Oddly enough, I felt we all got closer that day. Megan Collister's favorite memory was all the potlucks and Secret Santa parties throughout the 4 years. J.C. House's favorite memory was late-night study sessions with classmates who had become lifelong friends. And lastly, Mallory Thole, our vice president and birthday girl, said the nursing journey was tough, but I couldn't have asked for a better group of classmates to go through it together with. 4 years ago, 16 women entered this campus as strangers, but left as sisters. And I think there's something uniquely special about that. A very specific group of people who know exactly what you are going through, who will laugh with you, cry with you, and most importantly, graduate with you. I would like to end with this reminder. Like I said before, nursing school is not easy, and there might have been moments during your 4 years at UD that you thought, I'm not skilled enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not enough, and I can't do this. Well, I'm here to tell you that you are skilled enough, and you are smart enough. You will always be enough, and you did this. So congratulations, class of 2022. Thank you.
I would like now to present the class of 2022's UD Student Nurse Association president, who will address her vision for the future, Ms. Rachel Trader.
Hi, everyone, and thank you for being here today. As excited as I am to be standing on this stage with my 15 classmates, I admit I struggled to find a silver lining to the current events in healthcare. It's no secret that the nursing profession has seen better days. Last year, we were the healthcare heroes of the pandemic, and today, nurses are being physically abused by patients, forced to work overtime, inadequately paid, and being sent to prison when they make errors. Nurses are flocking away from the bedside or outright leaving the profession, which only worsens the existing nursing shortage. In these terms, nursing doesn't look so hot right now. However, our futures are not dictated by current events in healthcare. Instead, our futures depend on how well we can bring change to the profession. Among all major breakthroughs in nursing, there are two common themes: advocacy and perseverance. Advocacy in healthcare often refers to a patient. We're taught to speak up for our patients and to be their voice. Often we forget that speaking up for ourselves is also important. One of the best doctors I know, Dr. Meredith Gray, once said, "Don't let fear keep you quiet. You have a voice, so speak up. Use it. Raise your hands, shout your answers, make yourself feel heard. Whatever it takes, just find your voice, and when you do, fill the damn silence." With that being said, I challenge every nurse in this room to speak up for yourself and for those around you. If you see something unsafe, say something. If you want to change a policy, do the research and change it. We as a community of 3 million nurses have the power to make changes in our healthcare system, regardless of how damaged it is. When you speak up, there's a very high chance someone else feels the same way. Perseverance is also not a new term for our class. After all, we went to college during a pandemic. It's safe to say we're all well-versed in overcoming difficulty at this point. It's also safe to say that our careers will be defined by how well we can adapt and overcome obstacles. One of our major obstacles will be the first year. Research says it takes new nurses 6 months to a year before they're comfortable in their role. During this time, it's really important to talk with someone who might understand your perspective. Maybe try one of your old classmates who's also a new grad. Further down the road, when you're asked to have students, be a preceptor, or be a charge nurse, ask yourself what kind of nurse you wanted when you were a student. Don't be a nurse that eats their young. Help the scared new grad. Help the confused nursing student who looks like they're about to cry, because a few weeks ago, that was us. So it turns out there is a silver lining. We get to be the change we want to see in the healthcare system. 2 years ago, we sat in a classroom and envisioned this day. Through every lecture, every clinical, and every exam, we inched closer to this moment. Today, our little village of 16 students enters a community of 3,047,530 nurses. Tomorrow is graduation, if you didn't know about that already, and our first day as University of Dubuque alumni. I'm so proud to be a part of this class and incredibly excited to see what our futures have to offer. Congratulations, class of 2022. We did it.
Thank you, Rachel. We'll now proceed to the actual pinning ceremony. Professor Beth Nyan, Assistant Professor of Nursing, will be reading statements from the graduates, and she will be assisted by Dr. Jackie Meyer and myself. Will the nursing graduate and the person or persons who are pinning the graduate please come to the stage when the student's name is called? Please come to the right side of the theater of this and of the auditorium. Come up, cross over, and then exit this side. Students will be called in alphabetical order. I will be handing you your pin, and Dr. Myers will be giving you a flower, and whoever you've decided will be pinning your pin on. With that, Professor Nyan.
Okay, let's get going. We're going to start with Cheyenne Bainbridge. Shay is being pinned today by her parents, Tanya and Scott Bainbridge. Shay is interested in critical care nursing as well as emergency nursing. She plans to work at Grant Regional Health Center in Lancaster, Wisconsin, in their emergency room department and gain critical experience to later further her career in intensive care nursing. Shay would like to thank her family and her friends for showering her with love and support. She would also like to thank her grandpa for teaching her to use her God-given talent to help others. Congratulations, Shay. Megan Collister. Megan is being pinned today by her daughter, Natalie, with the help of her husband, Zach. Megan is interested in cardiovascular and critical care nursing. Although she has an appreciation for all the specialty that the nursing profession has to offer, Megan has proudly accepted a job in the intensive care unit at Mercy One Dubuque. She would love to eventually work in the cardiovascular intensive care unit in Iowa City and continue her education at the University of Iowa. Megan would like to thank her husband, Zach, and daughter, Natalie, for the endless love and support these past 2 years. She would also like to thank her classmates, professors, friends, and family who all took part in supporting her journey to becoming a nurse. Congratulations, Megan. Trishlyn Flogo. Trishlyn is being pinned today by her parents, Larry and Misty Flogo. Trishlyn is interested in emergency and trauma nursing, and she has accepted a job at Mercy One Dubuque in the emergency department. Trishlyn hopes to eventually do some travel nursing and eventually become a forensic nurse. Trishlyn would like to thank her family, friends, classmates, and her nurse mentors for getting her through nursing school. She couldn't have done it without all of you. Congratulations, Trishlyn. Next will be Maria Gudenkoff. Maria is being pinned today by her parents, Mike and Cindy Gudenkoff. Maria is interested in specialty nursing like cardiac, emergency, and trauma nursing. Maria has accepted a position at Mercy One Dubuque on the cardiac unit. In the future, Maria plans to obtain a specialty certification and pursue a career in travel nursing. Maria would like to thank all of her friends and her family, classmates, and professors who greatly supported her through her education. Congratulations, Maria. J.C. House. J.C. is being pinned today by her mother, Catherine Twist. J.C. is interested in pediatric nursing and plans to work at the University of Iowa Children's Hospital in the pediatric oncology unit. J.C. would like to thank her friends for always being there for her and creating unforgettable memories. She would also like to thank her mom for being her rock through the tough times. Congratulations, J.C. Anna Hulsher. You can go this way. Anna is being pinned by her parents, Carrie and Dan Hulsher. Anna would someday love to be a school nurse in the Galena School District, but for now, Anna has accepted a position working full-time at Midwest Medical Center in Galena, Illinois. Anna would like to thank her Uncle Brian, her Grandma Shirley, her mom, dad, and her boyfriend Kane. She would also like to include all of her family and friends for being so supportive these last couple years. Congratulations, Anna. Bailey Iverson. Bailey is being pinned today by her parents, Mike and Sue Iverson. Bailey is interested in labor and delivery. Bailey does not have specific plans at this time, but is planning on moving out of Dubuque. She hopes to find a labor and delivery job wherever the road may take her. Bailey would like to thank her parents, friends, her fiance, and her family for pushing her to work hard to be where she is today. You all have been her biggest supporters. Congratulations, Bailey. Emily Canoto. They're coming. All right. Emily is being pinned today by her parents, Wendy and Eric Canoto. Emily's nursing interests include working in the OR or working with cardiac patients. Emily plans on moving home to the Rockford area and to hopefully work in the same hospital as her mom and eventually further her education. Emily would like to thank both of her parents for pushing her and helping her to go beyond what she thought she could accomplish, and also her roommates, Rex and Elena, for supporting her. Congratulations, Emily. Elena Krazowski. Elena is being pinned today by her parents, Barb and Brian Krazowski. Elena is looking for positions in the medical surgical area or oncology. Elena plans to move back to the Chicagoland area and work at one of the Chicago hospitals and spend time with her family and friends. Elena would like to thank her mom and dad for always supporting her, her sister Rachel and brother Brian for always pushing her, and her roommates, Noodle and Rex, for being her best friends. Congratulations, Elena. Chelsea Michelski. Chelsea is being pinned today by her parents, Rod and Linda Michelski. Chelsea is interested in emergency nursing, and after she has successfully passed her boards, she plans to accept a position in the emergency room. Chelsea would like to thank her family, friends, and the Upman family for all their love and support. Congratulations, Chelsea. All right, Chelsea Marie Molzoff. Chelsea is being pinned today by her fiance, Tanner Rowley. Chelsea has accepted a nursing position on the surgical unit at Mercy One Dubuque. She plans to work at Mercy where she can continue to pursue her passion in caring for others while staying close to family and friends here in Dubuque. Chelsea and Tanner will be starting their own little family come August with the birth of their baby boy. Chelsea would like to thank all of her family and friends and professors, but especially her parents, grandparents, fiance, and her nursing besties who have supported her along the way along this journey, especially during those times when she didn't think she would make it. She spends a special shout out to Mallory for going through nursing school with her for an extra year because they both loved it so much. She couldn't have done it without you. Congratulations, Chelsea. Lakota Noonan. Lakota is being pinned by her husband Jacob and daughter Frankie. Lakota states that she doesn't have one particular area of interest, but she enjoys long-term care and medical nursing. Her plan is to pass the NCLEX exam and to start working. She has not accepted a position anywhere as of yet, but she has several options. In the future, Lakota plans to go back to school and get her nurse practitioner. She would also like to thank her husband, daughter, her parents, her in-laws, and her friends for always supporting her. She wouldn't have been able to get through nursing school without all of you. Congratulations, Lakota. Kaylin Piensky. Kaylin is being pinned today by her parents, Linda and Tony Piensky. Kaylin plans on staying in Dubuque and has accepted a job at Mercy One Dubuque on the surgical floor. But her biggest goal is just to be a good as nurse as her mother. Kaylin would like to thank her mom for being the best role model, her dad for the endless support and advice, and Courtney for being there every step of the way. Congratulations, Kaylin. Mia Smith. Mia is being pinned today by her mom, Robin Collins, and her father, Reginald Smith. Mimi loves the fast-paced environment of the emergency room and the critical thinking skills that you use. Mimi's plans are to work in the emergency room at the University of Chicago Medicine in Chicago. Mimi would like to thank her mom and dad, her sister, boyfriend, and friends at UD for pushing her. Congratulations, Mimi. We got an extra one coming up. Oh. Mallory Toole. Mallory is being pinned today by her parents, Tanya and Steve Toole. Mallory is interested in labor and delivery nursing, and Mallory has accepted a labor and delivery position at Mercy One Dubuque. Mallory would like to thank her dad, her mom, her grandma, aunts and uncles, her classmates for being the biggest supporters of her. She would also like to give a big shout out to Chelsea for sticking out another year with her. Also, today is Mallory's birthday, so I'd like you all to help me wish her a happy birthday. Congratulations, Mallory. She's 23 years young today. Rachel Trader. Rachel is being pinned by her mother, Carrie Trader. Rachel is interested in critical care nursing, and after graduation and the end of the softball season, Rachel is planning on moving to Rochester, Minnesota, and working at Mayo Clinic in the neuro ICU. Rachel would like to thank her parents, Carrie and Chris, her grandma, her siblings, Emily and Steve, is that right? And the entire UD softball team, Coach Jeff Lamb, all her friends, classmates, and the SNA exec board for all their support and love. Congratulations, Rachel Trader. Rachel Trader.
Wow. That always is so much fun, and it is so moving. At this time, I just want to say that we want to make sure that you understand that the students and the faculty and guests will be exiting off the stage, and the students will go into another room immediately for a group photo. And then after that, they'll join you. We would like to make sure you partake of the refreshments and have a chance to visit with each other one more time before you move on. And we know You guys will have successful careers and lives. Dr. Kerr, thank you for the honor of speaking to the class. We appreciate it. At this time, I would like to thank the UD staff who are responsible for helping put the ceremony together. First and foremost, our department secretary, Becky Onesorg, back there in the corner. I would have been lost without her support during this time. The University Relations Department, the AmeriServe folks who put together the reception and the food, the maintenance and theater staff who do the setup and tear down. By the way, doesn't the stage look fantastic? And also Randy and Nate for their AV work. The ceremony, by the way, has been recorded and can be viewed on a link on the UD website. Lastly, would the nursing faculty please come up and join me? I would like to just take a moment and have them gather around, make sure you're being seen, and I would like you all to thank these people who are responsible for the nursing education that these outstanding graduates have received. Thank you. At this time, I would like to please welcome Mallory Thal, who was selected by her classmates to lead us in prayer. Mallory?
Hello. Okay, let us all join together and bow our heads in a time of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful day that we have waited for so long. We prayed for quick arrival by counting down the days, hours, and minutes till it's here, but bittersweet that it's over. Today, we all come together to celebrate the graduating nursing class of 2022. With one chapter of our lives closing, there's another chapter just beginning. Thank you, Lord, for giving us the hands and the heart to heal those in need. We give thanks for this perfect day, a day of completion. Miracle shall follow miracle, and wonder shall never cease. Watch over us as we go our separate ways, and let us explore the miracles that you send us in our everyday lives. Through you, Lord, who have strengthened us and believed in us, we are now becoming nurses. Amen.
Thank you, Mallory. I would now ask Dr. Bullock to come forward and offer a blessing.
I invite everyone to please stand for the benediction. Now go in peace and serve the Lord. Those of you who are called to this high calling, do so with energy, intelligence, imagination, love, compassion, and ample amounts of forgiveness of yourselves and of each other. And now may the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the communion of the Holy Spirit be with you all now and forevermore. And all God's people said, amen.
I'd like to present to you all the class of 2022. They have done really hard work, and we're very happy with them. And on behalf of the Department of Nursing and the University of Dubuque, it has been with great pleasure and pride that we present you the UD nursing class of 2022.